Hello everyone, Joshua here, and Battlecats version 14.3 has brought some interesting changes with new talent orbs and a new collab with Big Buff Man. Well, regardless, let's take a look at everything this update brings to the table. There are 12 new units added this update, with the vast majority of them being the collab units. All stats stated will be at level 30. The first unit in this update is Netherworld Nymph Lunacia, a new Uber for the Epic Fest banner. Nether Lunacia's mid-range crowd controller staying at 350 range, has an omni of negative 100 to 450, a speed of 15, 4 knockback, 85k HP, 13.6k damage or 2.5k DPS, 4 knockback, as well as strong against and guaranteed 3 seconds of weaken against Traitness, Floating, Angel and Aku, 20% chance to pierce shields, counter surge, guaranteed explosion at 350 range, and immunities to freeze, slow, curse, toxic, and explosions, all for the cost of 3750C. Her evolved form Death Starter Lunacia has the same abilities, but has high HP and attack, going to 110.5k HP and 15.3k damage or 2.8k DPS. Likewise to her Uberfest counterpart, Dark Lunacia is the best against her targeted traits. Against Floating Angel, she has 276,000 HP and 27.5k damage or 5k DPS. Against Aku and Traitless, she has 221k HP and 22.9k damage or 4.2k DPS. With her standing range and relatively fast attack rate, these numbers prove to be very strong and can handle many enemies across all 4 traits. With her guaranteed weaken, her HP effectively doubles for about half the time against those traits, going to an effective 552k HP against Floating Angel or 442k HP against Traitness and Aku. She also has a relatively quick cooldown of 104 seconds, meaning it is very easy to get multiple Dark Lunacias on the field for permanent weaken against these traits. Her shield piercer is very strong, as while it isn't guaranteed, it occurs often enough with her fast attack rate to be not an issue. Counter Surge helps with Aku Death Surge, Cappy Jr. and Kawano, and Saint Double, although it doesn't make her immune to them, so be careful. Her explosion gives her high damage still, reaching a max effective damage of 55k damage or 10k DPS against Floating Angel, and 45.8k damage or 8.4k DPS against Traitness and Aku. This doesn't even mention the pierce she gains, giving her even more offense and support, as the explosion carries her weakened procs over. Her immunities help her against many enemies, notably Henry, Croakley, Mammon, Zongo, Gobble, and several other enemies she doesn't even target. She is a very strong Uber, and likewise to all fast units, you should be trying to roll whenever the banner appears. The next Uber is the first of all the new collab units, Baki Hanma. Baki is a ranged crowd control costing 4,650 cents, has 450 range, 12 speed, 3 knockback, 44.2k HP, 13.8k damage or 6.6k DPS, and has a 75% chance to knock back Aku, a 5% chance to crit, Z-kill, 30% chance to pierce shields, and immunities to slow and explosion. Baki seems pretty good as an anti-Aku, but having a fast attack rate, good shield pierce, and high knockback chance. His crit chance is too low to be used as a proper anti-metal, and his damage is strong but not really ideal for an anti-zombie, so it's mostly there for Aku's stages with zombie support. His immunities are nice, but not really useful for any Aku enemies he would fight against. Overall, Baki is solid, but nothing exceptional. If I got him when rolling, I would not be upset about it. Next Uber is Retsu Kaio. Kaio's backline with a cost of 3,900 cents, 470 range, 12 speed, 4 knockback, 4.8k HP, 20.4k damage or 4.3k DPS, strong against and a 50% chance to freeze Radonanians for 3 seconds, 10% chance to perform a Savage Blow, Behemoth Slayer, and Wave Immunity. Against Radonanians, he has 102k HP and 36.7k damage or 7.8k DPS, which are solid-ish stats for his cost and range, albeit his DPS is low compared to other backliners. His chance to freeze is solid with good uptime. His Savage Blow means he can deal up to a max of 110.2k damage per hit against his targeted traits, or 61.2k damage against everything else. But its chance of 10% means it will almost never happen and is just supplementary damage. Against Behemoth, Alien, and Red enemies, he has 170k HP and 204k damage or 43.4k DPS, which is very strong. Wave immunity is nice, as it makes him a decent choice against most wave enemies as he outranges all of them. He's alright as a general Behemoth, but due to the stat inflations of those enemies, he isn't the most ideal. Overall, he is a solid anti-red and alien, and is worth rolling for. The next Uber is Kaoru Hanayama, who is the Aku Buster. Kaoru is an anti-Aku backliner with 5,250 cents, 350 range, 7 speed, 1 knockback, 144.5k HP, 136k damage or 9.3k DPS, resist, and massive damage against Aku, guarantees shield piercer, and immunities to knockback, freeze, slow, weaken, warp, curse, and toxic. Against Aku enemies, he has 578k HP and 408k damage or 28k DPS, which is absolutely strong against them. This, along with guaranteed shield pierce, makes him an absolute unit against Aku enemies, and his 1 knockback makes him insanely bulky, letting him nuke any Aku enemy that gets into his range. His immunities are all nice, but are really just there for stages with mixed traits that have them, and his lack of Surge immunity means Death Surge will hurt him, but he can shrug off with his insane HP pool. Overall, Karolua is an insanely good anti-Aku and is probably the best Uber in this set to roll for. After that is Katsumi Orochi. Katsumi is a backliner nuke with a cost of 3900 cents, 450 range, 9 speed, 5 knockback, 37.4k HP, 21k damage or 3.5k DPS, massive damage to Red and Alien, and guaranteed Berry Baker. Against Red and Aliens, Katsumi deals 112.2k damage or 18.3k DPS. For his low cost and decent range, his damage is fairly good, being able to nuke most enemies of these traits relatively decently. His high knockback helps him with repositioning, which is very much helpful due to his pitiful HP. His Berry Breaker makes him a good counter to enemies like Lesoma or Auto Baba. Overall, Katsumi is a decent Uber, but nothing you can't find elsewhere, especially with the traits he targets. The final Uber in this collab is Jackhammer. Jack is a mid-range attacker with a cost of 48.75 cents, 380 range, 8 speed, 4 knockback, 113.9k HP, 30k damage or 3.5k DPS, an Omni of negative 480 to 480, guaranteed 5 seconds of weaken to metal and zombie, Z-kill, and metal counting 18% of their current HP. Jack is surprisingly tanky for his role being a mid-range debuffer. With his high base HP and near 100% uptime. On his weekend, he would 227k HP against both targets, meaning getting 2 of them up on the field means permanent weaken isn't that impossible. Metal Color is always solid, giving him extra support capabilities against the common metals in the game. There isn't really much to say on Jack, he's just a solid anti-metal and zombie and worth pulling for. Our next Uber is a super relic from the collab, this being Ogre Cat, evolved from Ogre Cat Face. Ogre is a mid-ranger with a cost of 1200 C, 350 range, 10 speed, 2 knockback, 25.5k HP, 12.7k damage or 4.1k DPS, a 50% chance to knockback or 3 seconds of slow against aliens, and a 10% chance to perform a savage blow. Ogre is a decent anti-alien crowd control with OKCC, cost, cooldown, all that stuff. The savage blow gives him occasional offense, being able to deal 38.1k damage per hit, but the chance being 10% is just simply too low. Overall, I do find this unit very mediocre and I would not be excited rolling for him. There are 4 special cats in the collab, with the first being Lil Baki, evolved from Lil Baki CC. Lil Baki is a spammable melee attacker you can obtain as a day 1 stamp reward. He has a cost of 630 cents, 200 range, 12 speed, 3 knockback, 11.6k HP, 2.4k damage or 1.2k DPS, and Malko doing 5% of the enemy's total HP. He is useless, don't use him seriously at all, he's just an extra 30 user rank and a Labyrinth Thumb. The other 3 special cats are unlocked in their own gacha event, similar to Heartbeat Academy. The first of these is Baki Cat, evolved from Baki Cat CC. Baki Cat is a crowd controller with a cost of 600 cents, 200 range, 35 speed, 3 knockback, 8.5k HP, 1.7k damage or 573 DPS, an Omni of negative 50 to 250, and a 50% chance to knock back aliens. His range is simply just too low to effectively utilize him against most aliens, so he's just here for user rank. The next gacha special cat is Kaiocat, evolved from Kaiocat CC. Kaiocat is a melee attacker with a cost of 675 cents, 250 range, 36 speed, 3 knockback, 8.2k HP, 3.2k damage or 739 DPS, and has massive damage to floating black enemies. Against his targeted traits, Kaiocat deals 13k damage or 3k DPS, which is pretty decent all things considered. He's a decent anti-black and floating, though outclassed by Pizza and Fishman respectively. The final collab unit is Doppelcat, evolved from Doppelcat CC. Doppelcat is a CC unit with a cost of 750 cents, 300 range, 8 speed, 3 knockback, 6k HP, 1.7k damage or 389 DPS, an LD of 200 to 375, and a 20% chance to freeze red enemies for 3 seconds. No. No. Don't bother with him. Outclassed by Apple Pie Courier. This guy's just fucking pathetic. Leave him to rot in the fiery pits of hell. That was a bit too intense for Doppelcat of all things. So with the collab units out of the way, let's take a look at one more unit, Stealth Cat. Stealth is a Korean exclusive crowd control unit with all stats and immunities to knockback, freeze, slow, weaken, and warp, as well as guaranteed knockback and 4 seconds of slow against red enemies. He's supposed to be an anti-red version of Macho Crystal, and unfortunately he has no health to survive anything to land his attack. This along with his low uptime makes him genuinely garbage as a unit. Evolved from Surprise Stealth Cat trades the red target for alien and has a slightly longer attack rate. His usage remains the same by being utterly garbage. Korean players, I am so sorry y'all have to live with this garbage being stuck with you guys only. Now that we're done with the new units, let's take a look at the true form. There's one new true form, being Lady of Deception Vega, the true form of Illusory Guardian Vega. Vega pre-true form was a generalist attacker with strong range trait and 50% chance to weaken for 5 seconds, Colossus Slayer, and Toxic Community. True Form gives a boost to HP and attack as well as Z-Kill. With her new stats, she has 221k HP and 48.9k damage or 7.2k DPS against most traits, and 176k HP and 4.8k damage or 6k DPS against Sonic and Aku. Her offenses are still mediocre with the boost in her weaken chance untouched, but her HP boost helps her survive longer and give her more chances to weaken. Z-Kill is a nice touch if she ends up killing a zombie enemy, as they now won't pose a possible threat. Against Colossus enemies, she has 315k HP and 78k damage or 11.5k DPS against most, and 251k HP and 65k damage or 9.6k DPS against Omens and Giga Honey 1-1. These are strong enough stats for her to be a good anti-Colossus, although her lack of wave and surge immunities make her not ideal for Omens and Giga Honey 1-1. True Form requirements are 2 purple cat food, 2 red cat food, 2 blue cat food, 2 green cat food, and 2 yellow cat food. Overall, Vega's True Form is decent and worth the cat food, but I would have liked a better weaken chance or secondary CC like Slow. There's one new auto form, that being Arcane Commissioner Garvici, the auto form of Section Chief Garvici aka Vigler. Vigler pre-auto form was an anti-zombie uber with an annoyingly long force swing, having strong guns and guaranteed 5 seconds to freeze against zombies, a guaranteed level 3 wave, and Z-Kill. With talents, he gains rank target and curse immunity. Auto form increases HP, increases his attack rate, lowers force swing, increases backswing, increases speed to 19, boosts wave level to level 5, as well as getting Sage Slayer and wave immunity. At level 60, he goes from an effective 224k HP against zombies to 288k, and against zombies he goes from 179.2k to 234.4k. This makes him fairly tanky and lets him use his high knockback count even better. With his numerous changes to his attack pattern, his DPS gain a slight improvement, going from an effective 10.7k against zombies and 8.9k against ranks to 11k and 9.2k respectively. With the wave accounted for, this means he can deal maximum damage against each trait to 22k for zombies and 18.4k against ranks. The attack is also much less force swing based, going from 3.33 seconds to 2.33 seconds, a big improvement for him, making him far less likely to miss. This, alongside his guaranteed freeze, makes him much better against his traits. Sage Slayer isn't too noble as there are very few enemies that actually get affected by him, but does make him viable against all stretch. Wave immunity is neat, I guess? I don't know, this just seems thrown in as a fucking joke, man. Auto form requirements are 2 purple gems and 1 gold seed, and frankly, I don't see the value in it. If you use Vigler a lot for his combo and want him to perform better as a niche, go for it, but the gold seed is too hard for me to accept. Divine Merlin got talents this update. Merlin is a mid-range uber with strong against Angel and Aku, guaranteed level 1 surge, and guaranteed shield piercer. Talents give her a 50% chance to freeze for 2 seconds, weaken immunity, slow resist, and 20% HP and attack buffs. Starting with a stat boost, she now has 17.5k HP and 29.6k damage or 4.7k DPS. Against Angels, these are 193k HP, 53.3k damage, and 8.5k DPS. Against Aku, she has 115k HP, 44.4k damage, or 7k DPS. With the surge accounted for, she deals a maximum of 106k damage to Angels and 8.8k against Aku. Her freeze is a decent buff, being an infrequent but helpful proc that can give your units a chance to breathe. Weaken immunity helps her with enemies like Winged Piggy or other weaken support. Overall, these talents are fine and helpful, but kind of forgettable and not really that special. Immortal Keiji got auto talents this update. Keiji is a tanker with resist against back, 150% strength and a 50% health, and wave immunity. Auto talents grants floating target, 20% chance of a level 3 wave, and freeze immunity. At level 60, Keiji has 928k HP against black and now floating enemies, giving him a new field to tank and obliterate. With his trait being similarly horde based and due to the low general knockback count, he will have an easier time to land hits compared to black enemies. His wave has a very low chance, but with his fast attack rate, it's fine. This doubles his peak offense to 208,000 damage per hit. Freeze immunity is fine, but who cares about this one? Like, genuinely, who cares about his freeze immune auto talent? What? Overall, the only good auto talent worth investing in is his floating target and nothing else. Don't invest to level 60 for him, it is not fucking worth it, man. It's just not. There are 9 new enemies this update, 1 base, 5 collab, and 3 regular enemies. Let's get into a starting with the base. Here it is. It looks cool. It's a damn base. What is there to say about it, man? Starting our actual enemies off is Peydouche, a black variant of Douche. Peydouche is a simple, slightly tankier variant with an Omni negative 300 to 300 and guaranteed explosion at 250 range. Due to his lack of immunities, Bomb is a high counter, although his damage is practically non-existent, so you can just easily brute force him with pizza. The next enemy is Puffzooka, a red variant of Puffington. Puffzooka is a rush crowd controller with an Omni attack reaching up to 350 range and a 50% chance to weaken to 25% damage for 5 seconds. This is a difficult enemy to fight for his rebound attacks and 400 knockback count. Use spam ball units and fast meat shoots and he should probably be fine to deal with. The final normal enemy is Commander Ostromeda, an alien variant of Rost. Ostromeda is basically another Rost with higher stats, but now he has a 15% chance to whoop cats back by 800 range for 6.67 seconds. Due to his high DPS, dedicated tankers are decent, but dual erasers are better for defense for units like Seafarer to CC it and keep it from pushing. Now we have a decent amount of collab enemies, with them all being enemy variants of the Ubers in this, with the first being Baki. Baki is a mid-range CC enemy with an Omni ranging from -50 to 450, a 75% chance to knockback, 5% crit chance, and slow immunity. Jogondo can sweep him lamau. Next up is Kaio, who is a backliner with a 50% chance to freeze cats for 3 seconds. He can still be frozen himself, so enjoy your Glass and Taurus CC sweep. After that is Karolu, a mid-ranger with an Omni of -50 to 350, and immunities to knockback, freeze, slow, and weaken. None of these guys have that high of stats, so they should all be nuked easily. Next we have Katsumi, a simple ranged attacker. No immunities, no Omni, nor LD, nor anything else. Enjoy a Taurus freeze, buddy. Finally we have Jack, a mid-ranger with an Omni of -480 to 480, and guaranteed weaken for 4 seconds. Still gets cooked by CC due to lack of immunity, so Glass is still winning, baby, let's go! Moving on to stages, we get a new Zero Legends subchapter named Newtown Trench. These stages drop all Z materials except for Ammonite Z. The first stage is Floating Bus Stop, which has Metal Doge, Sir Metal Seal, Kangaroo, Doba PD, Dolphina, and Hna. The next stage is Coral Housing, which has Shebangin, Imperator Sail, Scizoroo, Saint Doba, Kit Happer, and Red Energy. After that is Renovated Shipwreck, which has Dojinstein, Sir Seal, Dr. KO, Doc Doba, Shachiko, and Technoid Hyena. Then we have Ink Museum, which has Shebangin Elite, Bongo, Owlbrow, Nima, and Rost. Next up is Kelp Campsite, which has Rungok Doge, Zongo, Owlbrow, Lors, and Most. Finally we have Jet Sam Lookout, which has Zoge, Diabrongo, Professor Albrongi, Torsirio, and Ostrich. There are a handful of currently JP exclusive 12.5 year anniversary event stages. The first being Arrival of the Black Ship, which is themed around the Black Trade. Stage 1 is Black Shadow on the Water, which has Doge, Snake, Those Guys, and Doge Dog. Stage 2 is Black Invasion, which introduces a special rule going from this point on. The rule is starting with 4,500 cents, with gaining more by collecting war funds. The stage has Those Guys, Doge Dog, and Teacher Bear. Next up is Surging Black Waves. The enemies are BB Bunny, Doge Dark, Sir Seal, and Gory Black. After that is Battlefield Stained with Black, which has Zoge, Zanesh, Lenore, and Dark Border. Stage 5 is The Black Ship Meets Its End, which has Doge Dark, Director Kurosawa, Gory Black, Shellboxer and Dark Order. Next group of stages is Red Shadow on the Water, which is themed around the Red Trade. Stage 1 is Red Shadow of the Water, which has One Horn, BB Bunny, and Piggy. Stage 2 is Red Invasion and reintroduces the Bond Wolf from Black Invasion. The stage has Sir Seal, BB Bunny, Shy Boy, and Saint Piggy II. Stage 3 is Surging Red Waves, which has BB Bunny, Ginger Snake, Squire Rel, Those Guys, Snake, and Puffzooka. Stage 4 is Battlefield Stained with Red, probably the most fitting trade for these stage names. It has Puffzooka, Ginger Snake, Cappies, and Saint Piggy II. Stage 5 is The Red Ship Meets Its End, and it has JG Jackrabbit, Sir Seal, Professor A, Puffzooka, and Toucan. Next up is Attack of the Blue Ship, and you get the idea. Stage 1 is Blue Shadow on the Water and has Shebangins and him a crab. Stage 2 is Blue Invasion, which has the fund rule as the other ones. This stage has Hypo, Shebangin, and Imperator Sail. Stage 3 is Surging Blue Waves, which has Croxo, Helmet Crab, Hypo, Commander Ostromeda, and Lemur. Stage 4 is Battlefield Stained with Blue, which has Shebangins, Mr. Sungaboodle, Scizoroo, Commander Ostromeda, Master A, and Cyberhorn. Stage 5 is The Blue Ship Meets Its End, which has Shebangins, Starpanks, Commander Ostromeda, Corporal Wangand, Yukan, and General Gregory. Now we have Please Open the Country, with all the stages having that War Funds rule. Stage 1 is The Commodore Demands a Decision Intermediate, which has Snake, Doge Dark, Peydouche, and Jackie Ping. Stage 2 is The Commodore Demands a Decision Intense, which has Kangaroo, Pigeon Disable, Peydouche, and Corey. Stage 3 is The Commodore Demands a Decision Extreme, which has Ginger Snake, Doge Dark, Peydouche, Shellboxer K, JG Jackrabbit, and Puffzooka. Stage 4 is The Commodore Demands a Decision Super Extreme, which has Aku Doge, General Gregory, Condemned Ping, Peydouche, and Commander Ostromeda. Now we have Customer Reward, which has just one stage. First come first served is the stage which has Golden Doge and Gold Hippo. After that is Mystery Package, where the only stage is Sender Unknown, which has Package Doge. This stage can drop one of the following: 100k HP, 2 cat tickets, 5 speed ups, 1 treasure radar, 2 rich cats, 5 cat CPUs, 1 cat jobs, or 2 Sniper the Cats. Next we have a new gauntlet called Bargain Battlefield, where the stages drop gotcha items called Legendary Baskets. Stage 1 is Marketing Feud, which has Doge, Jackie Ping, and Piggy. Stage 2 is Trapped at Checkout, which has Snake, Those Guys, Gory, and Teacher Bear. Stage 3 is Bargain Berserker, which has Piggy, Sir Seal, Kangaroo, and Laborn. Stage 4 is Deceitful Discount, which has Doge, Snake, Jackie Ping, Metal Hippo, and Doge Dog. Stage 5 is Cost vs Quantity, which has Those Guys and Rain D. Stage 6 is Shopaholism, which has Doge Dog, Gory Black, and Shellboxer K. Stage 7 is Scattered Coupons, which has Cerberus Kids, Gabriel, Akudoge, and Jungle and Heavenly Hippo. Stage 8 is Cutthroat Dealings, which has Albro, and Jungle and Dober PD. Stage 9 is Cleaning House, which has Zoj, Doge Dog, Zombo, Ziggy, and Bun Bun Black. Last stage is Final Sale Gift, which has Ginger Snake, Devil Wife, Akugori, St. Piggy II, Lost, and the Sloth. Next up are the collab stages, where there are a lot of them. First of these collab stages are Strongest Things Alive, which has 10 stages total. Stage 1 is Skyon of the Hanayama group, which has Doge, Those Guys, and Kororu Hanayama. Stage 2 is Young Leader of Shinshin Kai, which has BB Bunny, Baba, Goi, and Katsumi Orochi. Stage 3 is Chinese Martial Arts Pugilist, which has Those Guys, Zercio, and Retsukayo. Stage 4 is Pit Fighter, which has Those Guys, Hippo, Teacher Bear, and Jackhammer. Stage 5 is Son of the Strongest Thing, which has Doge, Snake, Piggy, Muth, and Bakihama. Stage 6 is Japan's Greatest Brawler, which has Kwako, BB Bunny, Squire Realm, Gory, Jackie Peng, and Karauru Hanayama. Stage 7 is the Lethal Weapon of Karate, which has Zoj, Zombo, and Katsumi Orochi. Stage 8 is the Master of Chinese Kenpo, which has Doge Dog and Retsukayo. Stage 9 is the Warrior with Demon Blood, which has Gabriel, Heavenly Hippo, St. Piggy II, and Jackhammer. Stage 10 is Champion of the Underground Arena, which has Akudoge, Devil Wife, and Baki Hanma. Now we have the 5 gauntlets for each of the collab enemies. The first gauntlet is vs Kororu Hanayama. The stage name is We're Still Doing This? Where stages 1 to 5 has Piggy, Jackie Ping, Gory, Sucio, and Kororu Hanayama. Stages 6 to 10 has Doge Dog, Autosmack-You, Sengoboodle, Shellboxer K, and Kororu Hanayama. The second gauntlet is vs Katsumi Orochi. The stage name is Beyond Supersonic, and stages 1 to 5 has Those Guys, Baba, Gory, Hingru, and Katsumi Orochi. Stages 6 to 10 has Akudoge, Heavenly Hippo, and Jengagori, Akugori, and Katsumi Orochi. The third gauntlet is vs Retsukayo. The stage name is I Don't Mind One Bit, and stages 1 to 5 has Squire Rao, BB Bunny, and Retsukayo. Stages 6 to 10 has Kroko, Sengoboodle, Retsukayo, Dagshun, and Lost. Gauntlet 4 is vs Jackhammer. Stage name is Bite for Bite, and stages 1 to 5 has Snake, Those Guys, Hippo, and Jackhammer. Stages 6 to 10 has Doge Dog, Zoj, Zanesh, Zangru, Dark Otter, and Jackhammer. The final gauntlet is vs Baki Hanma. Stage name is The Strongest Student, and stages 1 to 5 has Squire Rao, Kroko, Hippo, and Baki Hanma. Stages 6 to 10 has Ginger Snake, Shibangin, Helmet Crab, One Horn, and Baki Hanma. Now we have some new Otherworld Coliseums. The first one is a new group of only one rarity stages, where you can only summon 1 unit per rarity, such as 1 rare, special, legend rare, etc. Round 1 has Mr. Sengoboodle, Mega Baba, Lenoir, and Cappy. Round 2 has Squirrel, Kroko, Trongy Blogger, Those Guys, BB Bunny, Gabriel, Ms. Devil, Serval, and JG Jackrabbit. Round 3 has Zoj, Doge Dark, Formicidian Ariant, Wild Doge, and Kasorian Dark Joe. Round 4 has Runga Doge, Heavenly Hippo, Mr. Angel, Akugoi, Chick-fil-A, Honey Wanwan, Otham, and Old Horn. Round 5 has Ginger Snake, Albrow, St. Piggy II, Wild Doge, and Cumulus Gallus. The second Coliseum is Mega Cat Cannon, where the base cat cannon has 100 times more damage. This only applies to the base cannon, and none of the other cannons get a boost. Round 1 has Croxo, Gabriel, Razorback, Ursa Major, Kanga Maria, Moth, Angel Gory, and General Gregory. Round 2 has Doge Dark, Pigeon Disable, Teacher Bun Bun, Taki, Toucan, Boar Jr., Regin Gory, and JK Bun Bun. Round 3 has Mel Doge, Squire Realm, Mel Bun Bun, Patero Halzuku, Mel Hippo, and Honey Wanwan. Round 4 has Runga Doge, Sir Seal, JG Jackrabbit, and Jungle Beast Vajrakong, Haki, Loris, and Mr. Puffington. Round 5 has Cerberus Kids, Muth, Serval, Ancient Magamajo, Akugoi, Bongbear, Chick-fil-A, and Aki. Now we have the 2 new Cat Claw Dojo stages. The first of these is Arena of Destiny. These stages has the Tangled Orb Castle Base, Mr. Puffington, Quaxo, Crustaceous Sizzrex, Gabriel, Bonbon Symbiote, Kangamaria, St. Dober, and Scizoroo. Next up is a Collab Arena, Arena of Honor. This stage has the Scarecrow Base, Kaoru Hanayama, Jack Hammer, Baki Hama, Retsukayo, and Katsumi Orochi. Now we have some stage changes. All stages in the weekend/XP events have been changed, with the energy cost being lowered overall and XP rewards increased. Mega Blitz and Coliseum changed as well, with each gaining boosts in their XP rewards. There's a new cat combo with Mighty Sphinx Core, Cat Gang, and Biker Cat called Traffic Violation. It is a resist up medium combo, boosting the effect of the resist ability by 20%. There's a new seasonal gacha banner which has Hongo Windy, Spooky Thunder, Santaku, Frosty Kai, and Holy Copper Mine, as well as the standard gacha rare and super rares. There's also a banner for the Baki collab, which has the gacha of Ubers and super rare, as well as the standard rare and super rare units. There are also 2 new event gacha capsules, with the first being Premium Fare. This has battle items, XP, and a chance to get 5 cat tickets and 1 rare ticket total. There's also an event capsule for the Baki collab, which has Baki Cat, Kaio Cat, and Doppel Cat. Arena of Destiny has its own music, and I'll play a snippet here. Now for all of the miscellaneous stuff, which there are a lot. 3 new user rank rewards are added. UR 24.6k gives 3 MIZ, 24.7k gives 3 Catamin A, and 24.8k gives 3 Catamin B. Gaining 120 Meow medals now gives you a 19th lineup. After clearing time gauntlets, you are now prompted to use a Catamin immediately. There's now an Energy Rush event, where all XP stages as well as all Crazed and Manic stages will not consume energy unless you achieve a victory, even after you leave the battle after 10 seconds. There are 2 new categories for Tangled Orbs, Effect and Ability. All current orbs fall under the Effect category as they are trait specific. The Ability category is for the 6 new Tangled Orbs introduced. The first of these 6 is Death Mini Search, where every second unit that is deployed will summon a level 1 Mini Search dealing up to 20% of the user's damage at ranges 200 to 500 upon death. This orb does not stack. The second orb is Wave Resist, nullifying up to 50% of the damage of a wave that hits the unit. If 2 S-rank orbs are on at the same time, then the unit will become fully wave immune. This also applies if the unit has a S-rank orb and level 10 wave resist talents. Orb 3 is Cost Return, where every second unit deployed will refund up to 50% of the total cost when dead. When 2 S-rank orbs are on, the unit will refund 100% of their cost upon death. Orb 4 is Resist Knockback, reducing the effect of the knockback ability by up to 50%. This becomes full knockback immunity with 2 S-rank orbs, or 1 S-rank orb, and level 10 knockback resist talents are applied. Orb 5 is Stories of Legend buff. This increases the attack and health of a unit by up to 50% in Stories of Legend subchapters only. This effect does not stack with 2 orbs. Orb 6 is Colossus Slayer. Every second unit summoned will have up to 30% HP and 60% attack boost against Colossus enemies. This does not stack with Colossus Slayer or a second orb. All units with Ultra Talents now have 2 Talent Orb slots. The Dojo ranking events will now give bronze, silver, or gold treasures that drop the ability Talent Orbs, and you can spend 30 cat food to redraw a chest. And finally, the 100 million gacha banner has been removed from the game. With that done, this was everything that was in version 14.3 of the Battle Cats. What part of the update are you most excited about? For me, it's the Wave Resist Orbs, as that lets the Lugas with the Wave Resist talents get proper wave immunity like they fucking deserve. Like, why did they not give it to them? What the hell? If you find something more interesting than that, let me know in the comment section down below. With that, I will end the video here, so without further ado, I'll see you all in the next video. See ya!